तो मुझे एक बात बताओ सर कि there are so many people who come and who pitch, right? Now, when you're evaluating or when anybody is evaluating, anybody can come and say anything to you, right?
Correct.
What
Correct.
kind of due diligence usually happens, especially in the in the early stage process?
Okay. So there's lots. You're absolutely right, boss. When you make your pitch, okay, you can say what the hell you want. How much of it is valid, how much is not valid, we have no idea. Okay. First of all, we take projections with a pinch of salt. Because projections anybody can make, especially an MBA, he is a master of Excel, right? And what we look at more is in the projections, what are the assumptions the guy has made? Because if he's made assumptions which seem to be sensible, the assumptions may be wrong, but at least he's thought about them. At least the guy understands the business. So that is one thing we look at. We ask him to make a pitch. Then what happens? So by the way, there is some level of evaluation, but that is largely studying the company, talking to the founder, looking at what competition is doing, what the market size is, etc., etc. So that is done, and typically it's a 1 week, 2 week job. Then the guy makes a pitch if he's shortlisted. After that, the investors then decide whether it is worth pursuing this or not. And if it is, then what we do is we appoint what is called a deal lead, also called a lead investor sometimes, a deal lead. वो 1 महीना spend करता है founder के साथ, ठीक है? He will talk to the founder, he will study the business, he will talk to customers, he will see the product, he will see the website, he will see the reports, right? All that will be done, and only at the end of that do we say yes or no. Okay? And that yes or no again is up to the individual investor. I mean, each person can take his own decision. So at that time we take a commitment, but not the money from the investor. Now the real due diligence starts, because now there is the accounting due diligence, the statutory due diligence, which means are you complying with government regulations? Have you submitted your tax returns? If you're submitting tax returns, if you finished a financial year, whatever the Ministry of Company Affairs wants, are you doing those in time? Do you have any loans outstanding? All that in detail is studied, not by the deal lead or anybody who understands business, but by CS and CS, company secretaries. Then there is legal due diligence. So at the end of all this, hopefully, we don't have a situation where something is not uncovered. Right? But of course, everybody is human. There will be situations where something is hidden and you've not been able to uncover it. But by and large, we have not seen this kind of thing happening. Yes, what does happen sometimes is you get a wrong impression about the founder. For example, during this entire process, and it normally takes about 3 months at least, during this entire process, you found that the founder was great, etc., etc., etc. Uske baad, you realize that the founder is not willing to listen. He is very, very stubborn in his thinking, very, very stubborn in his attitude. It is understandable the founder has to take decisions. The investor cannot take decisions. But yaar, baat to sun lo. So the guy has experience, listen to him and then you decide what you want to do. Sometimes he's very stubborn. Sometimes, so far he's been absolutely transparent, but then it turns out after he's got the money, he starts fooling you. वो भी होता है, right? But generally, when you spend 3 months with the founder, a lot of time is spent with him, all these traits, whether positive or negative, they tend to come out. You can't hide things in 3 months. So, it's like a half an hour interview is not enough to tell you everything about the guy. But if you spend 3 months with the guy, chances are you figured out whatever you had to, except possibly, his personal life with his girlfriend or boyfriend.